Daniel KINAHAN packs a heavy punch in the boxing world, having managed some of the sport's biggest names and launched one of its most influential companies, MTK Global. Outside the ring, the native Dubliner has earned a reputation as a heavyweight in a more extreme arena. Authorities in Ireland, the United States, and other countries accuse him of running a deadly global drug cartel along with other members of his family. The US Treasury Department already sanctioned KINAHAN, 2 relatives, and 4 associates, and vowed to use every available resource to dismantle the cartel's networks. At the core of the cartel's operations, according to an investigation funded by the European Union, are dozens of front companies that help move heroin, cocaine, and other drugs and launder the proceeds from their sale. The group followed the Mafia's example, setting up food businesses to move drugs and launder dirty money and using real estate investments to hold illicit goods, the inquiry found. Leaked records reveal that KINAHAN set up several companies that share some of these characteristics in the United Arab Emirates, a federation of 7 Persian Gulf states including Dubai. This was accomplished with the approval of local authorities and the help of at least 2 local intermediaries who became the on-paper owners of a majority share in the businesses. KINAHAN and his younger brother established Dubai companies to trade in food, clothing and textiles and provide business services, incorporation documents and other records show. The KINAHANs also formed management and aviation consultancies in Emirati free zones, areas with business-friendly tax policies. All were created with the help of UAE partners. The leaked records, obtained by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists and shared with the Irish Times, also describe previously unknown ties between MTK Global, which promotes boxers around the world, and Cashew Consultancy, a key KINAHAN company that has been sanctioned by the US. Sandra Vaughan, a Scottish businesswoman, is a one-time owner of MTK Global and a director of Cashew Consultancy, which is also based in Dubai, records show. The UAE is home to a thriving trade in financial secrecy. It allows owners of shell companies to mask their identities and has created internal free zones that provide even more jurisdictions to hide within a shadowy and disorganized regulatory system. Despite the heavy media coverage of the KINAHAN drug cartel, UAE authorities allowed Daniel KINAHAN and his younger brother Christopher KINAHAN Jr. to form several companies, concluding that they were low risk. For years, despite allegations of a transnational criminal organization, KINAHAN lived an active public life. On social media, he poses before shimmering skyscrapers, in state-of-the-art gyms, and by azure waters. He managed some of the world's premier boxers, including Tyson Fury, a 2-time world heavyweight champion, and he mingled with royals and politicians. He co-founded MTK Global, short for Mac the Knife, in 2012 and set up a boxing base in the Emirates. The company, which operated in 11 countries and represented several top boxers and mixed martial arts fighters, was not accused of wrongdoing by the US government and was not listed among the sanctioned companies linked to the KINAHANs. Beyond the creation of the Dubai companies, the Emirate has been a personal haven for Daniel KINAHAN and his associates. 6 of the 7 Irish nationals cited in the US Treasury Department sanctions announcement have addresses in Dubai. The leaked records obtained by ICIJ have details about apartments and offices tied to Daniel and Christopher KINAHAN Jr. A rental agreement states that the brothers paid about $50,000 in 2016 to rent a 2-bedroom apartment on the 14th floor of the Iris Blue, a 36-story luxury high-rise. US authorities said Daniel KINAHAN lives on Dubai's Palm Jumeirah artificial islands where international celebrities swarm and apartments cost millions of dollars. The newly sanctioned Russian oligarch Roman Abramovich, who is under orders by England's Premier League to sell his celebrated Chelsea football club, may soon call the neighbourhood home, according to Reuters. The UAE was recently placed on a grey list by the Financial Action Task Force, the world's anti-money laundering watchdog, putting new pressure on banks and governments to scrutinize more closely the money and business that goes through the Emirates. The United States has largely avoided criticizing the Persian Gulf nation, a key Middle East ally. Yet, in announcing the new sanctions against the KINAHAN cartel, the US didn't spare Dubai. The Treasury Department described Dubai as a facilitation hub for the cartel's illicit activities. The sanctions against KINAHAN appear to have spurred the Emirates to take action. The government's press office said the UAE has been working proactively on its own investigations, and as a result of this, all relevant assets have been frozen. The UAE takes allegations of criminal activity extremely seriously, the office said. This only means that mobsters like Daniel Kinahan can eventually get extradited from Dubai, as the UAE's Director General of Anti-Money Laundering insists every measure is being taken to identify and investigate them. Money laundering, terrorist financing, and associated offences are illegal in UAE, and the authorities are using all available resources to investigate and prosecute anyone engaged in these activities. Kinahan, 44, has been in Dubai since fleeing Spain in 2017, as his mob committed a spate of murders as part of their feud against the Hutch gang back in Ireland. Shortly after 2 p.m. Friday, February 5, 2016, a boxing weigh-in at the Regency Hotel in Whitehall, roughly halfway between Dublin city centre and the Irish capital's airport, turned into a bloodbath. Two men disguised as emergency response unit team members of the Garda Síochána, the Irish National Police Force, stormed the promotion for the World Boxing Organization's European lightweight title fight, brandishing AK-47 assault rifles. Two more gunmen, one in woman's clothes, makeup and a garish wig, pursued a key Kinahan lieutenant, David Byrne, through throngs of boxing fans and passers-by, including women and children. Daniel Kinahan escaped the hotel raid unscathed and fled to Dubai. His father, Christopher Kinahan Sr., who has served prison terms in 3 countries, and his younger brother were waiting for him. The U.S. Treasury Department said this month that Christopher Sr. manages the cartel's properties, sometimes employing fake identities. Daniel, it said, runs the day-to-day operations and manages the supply chain of cocaine sourced from South America and smuggled into Europe. And Christopher Jr. is involved in logistics and managing a fund used to pay the gang members, according to the department. One of their Dublin lieutenants, Sean McGovern, wounded in the Regency Hotel attack, fled to Dubai to join them. Described by Treasury as Daniel Kinahan's advisor and closest confidant, and as the seller of multi-kilogram quantities of cocaine, McGovern was sanctioned with the Kinahans. A European arrest warrant for McGovern was issued this month. He is wanted for murder. When MTK Global declared Al-Jasmi as its global brand ambassador in 2018, it described him as a police academy graduate who'd been serving in the UAE government for nearly 30 years. Al-Jasmi could not be reached for comment. The company's now defunct website once boasted of Dukashu's strong relations with UAE government departments, banks and regulating bodies. UAE registry records show that MTK and Dukashu share a Jumeirah Bay Tower address in their Jumeirah Lakes Towers complex. It's also the address for Kinahan's food trading company. In 2020, a son of Bahrain's king made Kinahan an advisor to his sports promotion company called KHK, but negative publicity appeared to end the relationship about a month later. The leaked documents also show relationships between the Kinahan brothers and several other UAE companies, including GeoSun Consultancy and DGK Middle East Trading in the Ajman Free Zone. The purpose of those companies isn't clear. The US sanctioned a second Dubai-based sports business, Hoopo Sports, described as half-owned by another Kinahan associate, Ian Dixon. On its now suspended website, Hoopo Sports listed several premier boxers as clients, including Tyson Fury's cousin, Hughie Fury. There is no suggestion of any wrongdoing by any of the boxers. Ian Dixon has arranged multiple payments on behalf of Daniel Kinahan, as well as moved bulk currency on behalf of Daniel Kinahan in Ireland and the United Kingdom, the US Treasury Department said. Recently, the UAE has said it has stepped up its fight against dirty money. The country's financial unit has received almost 6,000 requests for information since 2019 from international law enforcement agencies, and in 2021 it arrested more than 145 fugitives. The UAE's freezing of the Kinahan cartel's assets has raised Garda hopes that its leaders may be extradited to Ireland, even though no extradition treaty exists between the two nations. In 2017, Italian crime boss Rafael Imperial attended Daniel Kinahan's wedding at the 7-star Burj Al Arab in Dubai. Last month, Imperial was extradited to Rome. Like and share the video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications to not miss out on other videos coming your way.